Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what's happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now there's a lot of news surrounding XRP, guys, but we can see we're in the red today for XRP and many other coins as well. If we go to Let XRP's tweet, if coming weeks pumps like the past, we might see some nice price action this year. Just sharing thoughts here. You guys see all of these indicators, and we can see if it follows a fractal, then we can see the price, these prices incoming. Mr. Level Up tweeted out,
hey, just want to give you guys an afternoon update just to see what's going on here. So as you guys know, nothing's really changed. You've been watching it, but what I can point out here is I got XRP on the 4-hour, XRP on a 30-minute, and both of the stochastic RSIs are bottomed out, which means this one, more importantly, this is where you'll get bigger candles and just to see the bigger picture in a way. The 4-hour is down here, so we have a lot of room to the upside to go. So as soon as it's ready to go, that's when we'll get the candle. Over here at the 30-minute level, which is inside this fractal here, well, it's so funny because as I look at this, the way it's written, it's almost pretty much this again inside here at a small level. So as you can see, there's like an inverse head and shoulders on this little part of, you know, the right side of this, because it's drawn like cups and stuff like we had here. And so we're down at the end here, you know, it's so it needs to come up out of here, which it shows down here. It needs to come up out. So we will be coming up out of here, and whether this is the one that we come up out of, we could come up out of this and kind of pull over a little bit and then go again. You know, it's just taking its sweet time. The reason why it wants to draw like this is just the way it's programmed, in my opinion. So that's what we're looking at. So just let's see if we can create this and get out of here and get this thing on the road, because I know people are waiting. We're watching. I'll see you guys.
Again, it just has to rhyme. But now, guys, before we jump into news, I'd like to say I'm not a financial advisor, nor this financial advice is just for entertainment value only. We can see here, Victoria tweeted out XRP insider info. There will be a massive accusation between Bank of America and Ripple in the summer. This comes directly from several insider sources in both companies. So this connects to the next tweet we have here from Papa Bear. We can see here, XRP, tell me what you see. BOA, it's about to get real. Do business in real time. US real payments brings visibility and 24/7 availability. Using the first new clearing system in US in more than 40 years. Real-time payments can help transform. So guys, right here, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's right there, guys. Bank of America. Next week comes from David Schwartz. Sometimes you have to record a podcast, but your mic won't stay in place. Fortunately, nobody can tell if your pants are falling down. Now, you know he posts random images and pictures, guys, so this is it. You see that belt right there? Now, if we go in the replies, we can see a lot of people tweeting out, and as well, some people have said, buckle up. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. Next week comes from Kevin Cage.
Well, if you look at the planning and the design and the competition, it's fluid right now. You know, there's competition over what the design will be. It was very interesting. I won't bore you with all the details, but I had an incredible experience in Denmark a year ago, and I was trying to figure out what's going on in Denmark. They had one of the tech firms in Denmark was being paid by the U.S. Navy to come up with a chip that could be implanted in the human body that would integrate with Ripple. Yeah. So Ripple is a crypto, and it's one that's gotten a lot of promotion from the American establishment, in my experience, just my impression. So why is the U.S. Navy paying a Danish tech company to come up with an implantable chip that will integrate with Ripple? Exactly.
Wow, that was interesting. Look at that. Microchips now comes into play. I don't know, things are getting very interesting in what's happening, you know, in today's society. It comes from Stefan. Big shout out to long-term hodlers of XRP believers. You have strong hearts and minds. I've held for 3 months and damn, this is crazy. Respect. So guys, we all know what the XRP community is. Everything's crazy in here, but respect to everyone. It comes from the Cryptic Poet. We can see right here.
But the main point that I want to make is that ILP is a micropayment technology. Over 1 billion ILP payments in 2018. And there's a reason that's important. You can do everything with a micropayment. Micropayments are kind of like packets. If you think about the way the internet works, it sends a packet to its destination with the best effort. ILP does the same thing. The smarts are at the endpoints, and the same thing is true with ILP. So if I want to send somebody $100, I can just sort of start streaming money at them, and when it gets to $100, I can stop. And that is better for a number of reasons. If you're going to make a payment in one shot, you need to get a quote. But do you get a free quote, or do you pay for the quote? If you get a free quote, it's going to be a terrible quote because you've got a free option. If you're going to pay for the quote, how many quotes do you pay for? Do you just pay for one and then take it? Do you pay for 5 quotes and only take one of them? When you stream micropayments, when you make payments by micropayments, you can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and those individual forwarders can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and you can take advantage of that best path. And if the path is really good, you can stream money faster. And if the path is really bad, you can stream money more slowly. And the net effect is that you can manage a payment as a series of micropayments. And I know that sounds kind of crazy to you guys today, but if we lived in the circuit switch days of telecom, packet switch, like sending a telephone call over packet switching would sound just as crazy, but it's just as innovative. If we can develop micropayments that are as cheap as a DNS request, micropayments can take over the world. We can put all of the world's payments on a modern payment platform that interoperates between both blockchain and non-blockchain value. Interledger payments plus digital assets could be that internet of value, that way to move value all around the world. Thank you.
Internet of value, guys. Innovation. Streaming payments opens up a new world of possibilities. We are witnessing history. Next here comes from Xrp Crow. I can imagine in the next 5 years we might be using sterling versus Ripple instead of sterling against dollar or yen. With Ripple you could do settlements in seconds. 2018.
That's exactly right. There are some cryptos that are working with regulators and are working with banks.
I agree.
Ripple would be an example.
Ripple would
XRP.
be an example, right.
Now this is and I can imagine in the next 5 years, instead of us doing sterling against the dollar or sterling against yen and doing these kinds of transactions, we'll do sterling versus Ripple. And the reason being, dollar right now is a 2-day settlement. With something like Ripple, you could do settlement in seconds. And I think that there's a future there where the guy that's trading spot FX today will be trading spot FX against Ripple in the future, in the next 2 or 3 years. So I think that Ripple has a great future because it's right now supported by all the banks and by all the regulators.
And it has an elastic monetary base, right?
So
Well,
if we take that and you go to the blockchain ledger, if you take that concept that you're discussing, I have no problem with it. I agree with it. But you're talking about money. You're talking about transaction, a medium of exchange. There has to be something behind it, and that's where I'm going to pull this conversation back to gold. There has to be some sort of reserve asset. The problem with fiat currencies right now is that they can print as much as they want.
They can print as much as they want. Now today's video, the news is so amazing, guys. There's so much information in today's video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying today's video. But again, in the next 5 years, we could see sterling versus Ripple, maybe in FX, guys. Now, this is very interesting. It comes from Mr. B, XRP. 90 countries so far have requested emergency financial assistance from the IMF. The toll this is taking on the economies of the world is staggering.
We have $1 trillion war chest, and we are determined to use as much as necessary in that protecting the economy from the scarring of this crisis. We are mobilizing emergency financing assistance to countries, and I can tell you we have never seen ever such a growing demand for emergency financing. Already over 90 countries have been placing requests to the IMF for it. And this emergency financing is to underpin the appeal that you and I are putting out. And it is, please prioritize health expenditures, use money to pay doctors and nurses, make sure hospitals function, that there are makeshift clinics where necessary, and protect your economy, the most vulnerable people, firms, so they can hold on their workers.
IMF comes into play now. Now guys, we're into the fun part of XRP and the XRP community. Crypto Bull tweeted out, looks like JP Morgan may also announce a partnership with Ripple and use of XRP. At some point the price will react, and when it does, the FOMO will be unreal. We're here from the beginning. Accumulation, guys, of XRP. This two comes from Luminous Design. A thought. 1st January to 29 April. Inflating the system. We can see right there. 2. 15 May to 28 July. Failure, castle walls down, financial crisis. 3. 18 August to 2nd of October. Fix regulations, digital currency. Now this is quite interesting. Now you guys can check out this right here, the calendar. If this actually happens, it will be quite very fascinating. But we can see again, digital currencies, regulations, fix. Penalty for today's video comes from Reborn. What is coming? Now Ledger tweeted out something is coming. What do you think it is? Take a guess. So what is coming, guys? The storm is coming. We can see here XRP. But anyways guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. But today's video was very interesting, guys. And then guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.